I have a guest coming in way down in the last minutes of the chat. However, I will add someone to the group now, and we will discuss this part. It's an interesting part that you just came in. Thank you so much for coming in, Miss Cunningham. And you are now part of my stream. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Hello, good evening.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Great great having you. No, um, you have gone mute again. All right, great. Wonderful. All right, great. So we were talking, well, I was having a monologue for the past hour. You can go ahead and watch it after on Facebook, and I think I will also take it and put it onto the YouTube platform. However, I have come to a question. It's not a question actually, but it's far apparently it is some statistics that are from the NORC, National Opinion Research Center, which is a statistical institute in America. And it is saying that women cheat for one, sexual infrequency. What is your comment on that one? Let's take it one at a time.
Okay, my opinion of why do women cheat, right? Some women love the rush of it, basically, right? Some women don't like to be cheated on, or from my experience or my point of view, I do not like to be cheated on, so I would not cheat. But you cannot change a person's mindset from being cheated. If I want to cheat, you're gonna cheat.
And that falls exactly in line with what I've been saying. I mean, right through the stream. If the person wants to cheat, they are going to cheat. So I mean, there's very little one can do when it comes to that one. All
It's
right.
all about the mindset, you know. 'Cause if I put a mindset to it, like for example, you see a guy out there, you see, all right, you're attracted to his his things and not the guy himself. It's like, okay, maybe I can seduce him and maybe you understand? So it's all
Understood.
about the mindset of people.
Understood. Understood. All right. So since you're here, let me quickly go back over some of the topics that I discussed earlier, so we can kind of run through and get your opinion. First one we spoke about is female cheating largely in response to male infidelity. What is your opinion on that?
L- The cause of infidelity, not necessarily. Maybe like 80% no, 20% yes. For example, if your male friend or guy friend is impotent and you want to have a child with that person, can come to a conclusion. You understand? Come to a conclusion. There are other um what do you say now? I don't want to use other things like you don't have to cheat to get a child. You can go to the doctor, for example. It can be
Oh,
you understand? But you
okay.
don't have to cheat.
Okay, that is a really good point. That is a
Mhm.
really good point. And okay, so as far as impotence goes, I believe what you'd have to bring into consideration is, did they come into the relationship knowing that the person is impotent, or is it something that happened during the relationship before any kids were before there were any kids in the relationship? Because based on what you're saying just now,
Mhm.
it would be a case where they want kids after the impotence. And personally, I don't think I would see that as cheating per se. I think that would be a mutual decision where they have decided to bring a third
Both
person
of them correct.
into the mix. I personally would not consider that as infidelity.
And
I
that would
don't
bring me to
know.
a point that you brought up way back, right? About the DNA testing thing that would be like hand in hand conversation. You understand?
Yes, yes, yes. So that is a really good point that I did not think to speak to. What happens if one happens if the male is impotent and they have come to the point where they want to have kids. But personally, I would not consider that as cheating.
Bear in mind, it's not about the males only. Don't get me wrong, males can be protected, but females cannot. something can go wrong with,
Oh, oh,
the whole reproductive cycle.
yeah.
So it can be
And
both male and female. But
good, good.
if you don't know, for example, you have kids before, or maybe it can be a thing that you guys are not, what do you call it?
You're compatible.
Compatible.
You're
Yes,
not compatible, so they can produce kids together. Okay.
together. Correct. So you guys have to like go to the doctor, get checked out, and them something.
Okay. Okay. Understood. 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 All right. Another question that I posed was: is there an acceptable excuse for cheating? Granted that the topic we spoke on just now, I personally wouldn't consider it as cheating. So, what would be what in your mind would be an acceptable excuse for cheating? Let's say, for example, your male friend comes to you and he has cheated and he's coming up with an excuse. What excuse do you think would possibly have you to say, all right, yeah, yeah? What excuse do you think?
None, none, none is acceptable in my book. If my
Oh,
guy friend come to me and said, "Look here, I see a female out there." Remember now, conversation is key. I was like, "Yeah, man, you get that. You understand? You have to. Sometimes you can't be boring. So that's a different topic. Different topic. That's not. But you can't be boring in a relationship. You can't say, okay, I look at it. I always say this. When you look the man, you send all kind of picture of getting man, all kind of position, all kind of nastiness to look the man. Once you get the man now, you understand? It's all stop. Why?
okay. Okay. I understand. And since you're looking at it from that perspective, I will look at it from the male's perspective as well.
Mhm.
To say, in the same way that the male is getting these type of pictures and these kind of conversations from the female, it is also the man's responsibility to, for example, let's say early in the relationship, then there are some things that you would normally do. I mean, once you have stopped doing those things, then some conversations need to be had.
Yeah, the man will lose interest and look other where else.
Yeah.
Me personally, when time did look my man, me send pictures. No, I still do those things because me don't want him to lose interest.
Okay. But do you believe though that losing interest should um do you believe that someone losing interest should evolve into an episode of cheating, or you think it should be a case where there are some discussions being had and you bring it back, bring the expectations back down to reality before it gets to that level? Because personally, and I will give you
Mhm.
my overall thinking. I don't think in any way, in any form whatsoever, cheating is acceptable. I believe cheating is a no-no, and you do whatever you need to do to prevent yourself from cheating. Because at the end of the day, you cannot control what the other person does, but
Right?
your responsibility is to yourself, regardless of the amount of people you see out there. If you had chosen someone, regardless of how rocky the situation, regardless of how rocky your relationship may be, if you have chosen someone, because anybody, for everybody, there are maybe 10 people out there lining up to have a chance at you. And if you choose that person, you should be able to, stay in that relationship unless there is something that you have both come to that you can't work out and you decide to part. So for me personally, cheating is never an option. However, I mean, I am not everybody, so I can't speak for everybody. But let me get my head back in there. I don't believe that there's an excuse for cheating. So that is my short answer. I believe you should do what you need to do to ensure that you don't cheat on your partner, because cheating is not about your partner. Cheating is about you. Cheating says very little about your partner, because at the end of the day, you made a decision. So it is about you and not about your partner. That is how I look at it.
Once a personality believes that it's time or thinks about cheating, I believe that there should be a conversation that should supposed to be had between you understand both those
Yeah.
parties. If
Yeah.
you are used to something in a relationship and it stopped, I don't know why would it stop, but say it stops. And if you come, all right, some people don't do it. So, for example, I used to like when you come in and give me a good evening kiss, even something like that, and somehow we stop. And if you come down and say, look here, all right, babes, why would you stop kissing me in the evening? I like it, but why? You understand? And if you have
Yeah.
like a one-on-one conversation with that person now,
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're cheated, um, is it better to come forward or wait until you're caught?
basically come forward and like, if you know it happened, all right, say it happened last night or even the same minutes. Once it's done or in the moment, look here, I am sorry or I have done something wrong. Don't wait till I get caught because there's no when I get upset and start fight. Me personally. But same
Yeah.
minute, same time frame, same mindset, just let say, look here, I have done something wrong.
Yeah. And I believe as well that when you get caught, basically what that says is there was no remorse. It is something that you would have continued doing, as opposed to if you came forward, there is a chance that the fact that you're showing remorse, because bottom line is, once cheating comes into the picture, the relationship has changed forever, because trust is gone, the respect is gone, and all of that. So the relationship has changed and it will not go back to what it was before. But I mean, coming forward, it shows a level of remorse and um, the opportunity for the person who got cheated on to say how they feel about it. So
Correct.
that's basically my standing on that one.
'Cause even when you get caught, the whole mindset of the person who you cheated on will be like, how many times have this been? You understand?
Yeah,
That gonna be the mindset of that person, not verse when
yeah,
you cheat in the moment and you get caught, and you say, look here, I have done it once. I am sorry, it will never happen again. Then when you get caught, like how many times or what have I done for this, or where did I lock?
yeah,
And
yeah,
something too in the bedroom, not because you need to spice up a bedroom, right? If a man a fall short in certain areas, or if the woman a fall short, me not try go to the man them. I'm going towards both parties, right? Don't get me wrong, guys. So if either party is falling short, so look here, even a little text, if you don't want to go face to face, do a little text message so that person knows. So look here, you fall short there. So maybe we can just try something else or try something new. And you'll never know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the thing is, I I I I for the most part, cheating, I don't believe starts out from a sec. I mean, it may be, but I believe sometimes it's the communication and other things in a relationship, because I believe to some point it is it is like a symptom. What do you say? It is a cheating is like a symptom and not the root, and because sometimes it is stemming from, as we were mentioning just now, so many things missing in a relationship.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, it comes down to the final act. Once you have committed that final act, you have given away basically all of your bargaining power. Because regardless of what is happening, once you have done that, everything, I mean, comes down to that particular activity. Yes, me never do this and me never do that, but you still shouldn't have done X or you should not have done Y. So I believe once you've done that and you get caught, as opposed to coming forward, all your bargaining chip gone. I'm gonna
Right.
put two questions, one behind the other. How do you know your spouse is cheating, and can you stop your spouse from cheating? Wow. How do you know your spouse is cheating? Let's run on that for a second.
Well, how do you know if your spouse is cheating? One, I believe that he will lose interest in certain activities that you guys used to do, right? Giving you the
Mm-hmm.
cold shoulder. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that one is one of the things about it, right? For example, as a female, to me as a female, I can't say, well, I don't know how people do it. May try put it in the right word form. Me can't go to one person, I go to one next person right now. I don't. How you do that?
You would be surprised, I guess. You'd be
So to
surprised that
me,
people do it.
if you know, so you know, do it for like a week, and you go to your partner and say, look here, I want to do it now, and then like give some dumb excuse like I am tired, or you understand?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
believe that's a part of it. And the second question, would you forgive? Or to me, it depends on how you feel about the person. If you feel sincere enough that he's not going to do it again. If you can count on his words, right? If you forgive him one, all right, everybody deserves a second chance. Everyone does. So
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna give you a second chance, but do not do it again. If you feel like you want to do that, come to me. Maybe we can work on something together. Who knows? Maybe the person might even want to join a third. You understand?
yeah.
Different thing.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe that. But it depends if it's a continuous thing. If it's yes, if a continuous thing, it's a no. But it's a one time thing. Everybody deserves a second chance in my book.
Well, I don't share that opinion, sadly. And it's for me, that is because, all right, when I go into a relationship, and when I go into a relationship, and this is something I believe many people should also speak about. When you're going into a relationship with somebody, there, I believe you should make them aware of your things that are deal breakers. Everybody has a set of deal breakers. And for some people, cheating is a deal breaker, meaning if you see where that is happening, I mean, this is the end of the relationship. I mean, there are some things that you can say, okay, it hurtful, but me will work with it or whatever. But everybody has some deal breakers. This is how relationships end. Someone has come to a point where they are now dealing with a deal breaker. This is how relationships end. And this for me is a deal breaker. And it's the reason why it's a deal breaker for me is because of the fact that once there has been cheating, the trust goes. No, and this is something I mentioned earlier in my monologue. The trust goes. Building trust is a hard and tedious process. It is hard for the person who broke the trust, and it is hard for the person whose trust was broken. Simply because the person whose trust was broken, the things that they may need to do to rebuild trust can, in some instances, actually take away some of the freedoms of the person who did wrong, and it may not even be fair to them. For example, searching up phone, who this a call you. You understand? When you did there, you say I come from work X time and Y time. You understand? So these are some of the things where somebody would I believe and subject themselves to. It's almost as if your freedom gone. Just to prove to the person that, okay, look, me now and do it again. And someone rebuilding someone's trust can take months, it can take days, it can take years, it can take decades for someone to build back your trust. And remember, if you slip up, it's like a probationary period. Once you do something on probation, you're gone. You understand? So you can spend years and years and you're towing the line perfectly, and then you make another slip up, and you're back to square one, and it's almost as if, okay, so why did I go through all of this years trying to please you and roll over and play dead for you and jump when you say jump and come in 6 o'clock when you say come in 6 o'clock and give you my phone every time and make sure say all my conversations them are being heard by you. You understand what I'm saying? I believe it's a tedious task, and I don't believe that is something that I would be up to. So for that reason, for me, cheating is a deal breaker. It's too much work for both parties. And the other question that goes into that is, can you stop your partner from cheating? Do you believe
Yes
do you believe you
and
can stop your partner from cheating?
no. I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes mean because, for example, there are persons who are open minded out there, right? So,
Okay.
for example, Mr. Nemard, I'm gonna use you as example. You come and say, "Okay, Kim, I see a girl out there that I like, and maybe they don't want to one thing." I said, "Okay, bring her in to the bedroom, so maybe something can go on there." So, that is not really called cheating. That is, in a sense, that's a dialogue between us. We're having fun
Okay.
together.
Okay.
So I wouldn't consider that as cheating. So become, as we say, you have to have conversations with your partner, right? So you're not have to be like that's not cheating. And
Okay.
no, because some persons do not want their spouse to know. Say, okay, I want that girl, or that particular girl. So they hide behind a spouse back instead of go to your spouse and say, what if we can come to an agreement?
Hmm.
They're not him saying, Lord, do it, him, I go do it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, the way I look at it is, if somebody I go cheat, them I go cheat. There is so very little you can actually do. If somebody's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. So the way I look at it is like this: instead of worrying about somebody cheating, trying to spend that time having fun in your relationship. You understand? Do the nice things. Them go out and have fun. Go out and chill. Do that conversation thing. Do all of them nice stuff there. You understand? If it get thrown in front of your face that this person a cheat, then you have to make a decision. But instead of even trying to stop somebody from cheating, because it is a mindset thing. If someone decides that I am going to cheat, they are going to cheat, and this is why I put such a big deal on cheating, because it is a decision that you have come and you have made a decision. Because in every aspect of life there is choice. You can choose to, if something is happening in a relation that is not working out for you, you can have a discussion about it. If it doesn't work, you can choose to stay or you can choose to go. Depends on how big a deal is it for you. Right? Depends on how big a deal it is. You decide, so okay, me I go work with it is a sacrifice me I go make, or me can't work with this, so I better me go. But when you go cheat, you, as me just mentioned just now, you give away all of your bargaining chips.
Yeah.
The other person all of a sudden become a saint and you become the devil. Because no matter what you go say, the person go say at the end of the day, you went out of the relationship regardless of all the wrong that I was doing. You went out of the relationship, and that is a no-no for just about 99.99% of everybody. So all your bargaining chips gone. So that's just how I look at it. Let me see if I can get this guy in here. Da, 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 da. Mr. Sir, where are you? Yeah, so I mean that's how I see it. And one more. How do you spot a cheater, Miss Cunningham? So, no, I think I did that already. I think I did that already. I think some of these questions kind of will be slightly repetitive. So I have now come to the one that you were on, that was on while you came here. This is where it speaks to the this is where it speaks to the National Opinion Research Center, that gives some reasoning, some rationale for female cheating, for why females cheat. And some of the reason they give is sexual infrequency, lack of communication, unhappiness in relationship, which I believe if you're unhappy in a relationship,
One
leave.
of
Yeah. And
them.
success at work. I am trying to wrap my head around how this one would encourage females to cheat. It is something I'm still doing a bit of research on. And based on what I've seen so far, there seems to be research that says that when women are more successful at work, they are more prone to cheating. It comes down to finances. um, women making more money than their men, they are more prone to cheating. And this is a research that was published, but I haven't gotten a chance to actually look at the research as yet. So I won't be able to quote anything from it. But it speaks to when women make are more in a financially stronger position than their mate, then they tend to consider cheating. Don't make much sense to me, but yeah, that's what them say. And it's not even like I can take their word for it in every way. But this is something I'm gonna be looking into a bit more to see if there's any truth to that. But what do you think? With the sexual infrequency, I thought males were the ones who always want enough sex, and the woman then would okay, we're getting sex just now and again. What do you think?
Opinion on that. I'm not sure about the women. I'm not gonna say that they do not do it, but I believe that would be like mostly for men. To kind of
Yeah,
want to bag of money, you know, so them start to yo, you understand? I
yeah,
want
yeah.
I want to get anybody out there. So, and they have this saying, yo, when women cheat around or sleep around, she becomes a W word. But when
Hmm.
man sleep around, he's a done.
Yeah. But
And
however, but
then he,
however,
mhm.
yeah, but however, though, with that being said, I have seen research that suggests that, and this kind of research is not available for Jamaica. All right, but most of these researches you'd find them are US based, and research that states that men and women cheat at just about the same frequency. What they're saying is that 28% of the men polled admitted to cheating, and for women it was 24%. So it would appear that if that research is to be believed, that men and women cheat basically at, I mean, it's 4 percentage points, which is not all that much. So whereas men, because if you tell the truth, you know, some man will tell lie on something,
Yeah,
right? Because if you ask a random man how many girls him sleep with for the last month, he might go say five, six, or four, or something like that. You understand? Whereas maybe him not touch nobody the whole of that a month.
right.
And the flip side with women, they would say, okay, never had sexual interaction in the past 6 8 months, whereas in reality, they are highly sexually active. So I think it's based most on the way that society looks into um, cheating for males versus cheating for females, because cheating for males is to some extent encouraged. So males will say that they are cheating or having a lot of sexual encounters, whereas cheating with females is discouraged, meaning which would turn out to be women saying that they are not having a lot of sexual encounters. And the way I always look at it is, I always say it like this: I'm yet, and I normally just do it for fun. I'm yet to talk to ladies and say, "You used to play Dalios when you look up at me." If you ask 100 of them, maybe one of them will say yes, them play Dali House. And every man we ask will say, yeah, me play Dali House. So who the man them know? So I never myself me I play Dali House with when I play Dali House as a child. You understand? So because everybody know what Dali House is.
Me used
You
to play that. Me used
understand?
to play that. Me used to play that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So I mean, well, you're like the second person when I talk to, we said no, and I don't think this is the first time I've ever asked you anyway. But I mean, so I mean, I mean that to me kind of says that we, for a large part, do what society requests us to do, what society has ingrained in us to do, more than we think. You know. So it is now 1 hour and 35 minutes into my stream. I was expecting to go for 1 hour. You came in and you added another half an hour to my stream. I must say thank you so much. It is always a pleasure talking to you. Always a pleasure talking to you on my streams. And what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna try actually have you as a moderator for my streams when I go on, so we can have our conversations and invite other people in. And I mean, as the viewership grows and more people start to tune in, I mean, it. I believe we can, discuss some good points that will be of help to males and females as well. Because I don't know if you would have you would have seen my page, but I do have some more live planned. I have one planned for Wednesday, and Wednesday I'm having one. I think it is no, we cannot be platonic friends. And the discussion around that is, can males and females, can a male and a female just be platonic friends? So that will be my next stream, for I don't want you to answer as yet. That will be my next stream for Wednesday. And that will be the discussion. I will, of course, try to have some more people in so we can chat a bit. But however, thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much, guys, all of you, for tuning in. This has been Mr. Nemard and Miss Cunningham, who is soon to be a member of my panel for all my discussions. So you will see that face more often. It has been a wonderful and engaging conversation this week. Thank you so much, all the people who joined in, all the people who checked out, and all the people who shared my video. Thank you so much. It's been Mr. Nemhard, and we're discussing topical issues from a male's perspective. But of course, as you've seen, we also bring in the ladies to have their say, because what is a male without a female? What is a man without a woman? There we go. Miss Cunningham, thank you so much for joining in. And I will be saying adios. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's
The
Mr.
pleasure is
Nemard
all
again. One
mine.
more time. You were saying?
The pleasure is all mine.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. All right, guys, that will be it for this evening. I will be live on my YouTube page at 7 p.m. I will be joining a couple of my contacts there. I think I will be part of a live stream session as well. So at 7, if you're not subscribed to my page, please go ahead and do so. I think I'll be on with Riva TV, and I'll be also there with Chantel Simone. Wonderful. These are some of the people that I normally um, go into my lives with. And big up, big up. I will drop their pages in my chat so you can check them out. You can see what they do from their end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. And remove.